What's up, family, friends, and foes? It's your girl, Philly Cigar Joint.
And your guy, Chief, bringing you another episode of Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos. So you know what time it is. Grab your glasses and your sticks, and let's get ready to smoke another hot topic. I am not going to allow, when I was dating, any woman to set unrealistic expectations for me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's okay if I'm not the guy.
Right.
That's fine.
Yep.
It's okay if I'm not the guy. And matter of fact, leave me be. Let me know right up front. And that's okay.
Right.
Because, if I am in pursuit, which by the time you and I met, I was in a place where I wanted to have a relationship. I no longer wanted to date here, date there, whatever. And so if I was hung up wasting my time with someone who saw nothing in me except external value, then we would never have had the opportunity to meet.
Right. And going back to the children, because as you know, I have a 21-year-old son, and my son is pretty wise. Like, I think I can say that, first of all, he a 21-year-old college student, so he ain't balling like that anyway. So I don't really think I have to worry about that now. But I do believe I have poured enough into him, as well as his father, same as you, to lead with your character, not your wallet. And if a woman can't appreciate you for your character, she doesn't deserve your wallet.
Right.
She doesn't deserve what's in your wallet. So, I just think today our society is so focused on materialistic things that character is no longer an option. It's not even longer a qualification. It's just not a prerequisite. It's all about the fun. It's all about the Benjamins.
And when you talk about social media, you have to beware too of people who are deliberately doing things that they think will make them go viral.
That too.
Right.
Well, case in point.
There's a lot of
the
fabrication.
Cheesecake, right? Because it did.
It's more than just the cheesecake too.
Yeah, but I'm just using that
I
as
question,
an example.
yeah, and I agree with you. But I question some of the other stuff that I see that just is ridiculous. There was a woman on social media. It's resurfaced, but I think it's old, where she said, if you're not spending if you're not Zelling or Cash Apping her at least $500 to go on a date.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
Due to the fact that men make my ass itch, I have decided that I am single, celibate, and no longer willing to date anyone. However, if you insist on taking me on a date, there will be a $500 fee. That $500 fee can be paid through Zelle, Cash App, or Apple Pay.
Don't even think about it. Like, just absurd, ridiculous. And so I have to think and reflect and is this person really just trying to create something that will make them go viral? Because it's just, now it could be an occupation, one of the oldest occupations on earth. So, man, that could be an occupational statement. I don't know.
Occupational statement.
Yeah, it could be an occupational statement.
Okay.
About this $500
This
out
just
the
turned
gate.
into X-rated show, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I said occupational, but anyway. But yeah, it's just, to your point, social media, for the people who cannot separate what's real, what's realistic, and what's unrealistic in terms of expectation.
Right.
Those are the folks that can probably be preyed upon easiest.
Right.
On both sides of the equation.
Yep.
people who think that they're supposed to act like that,
Yes.
and people who believe that they're supposed to accept that.
Right.
So there's two sides of that coin.
Yep.
People watching that stuff and go, oh, that's what, oh, so I'm supposed to reject a man who wants to sit down at dinner with me at a chain restaurant and have a conversation with me and get to know me. Oh, I'm learning that I'm supposed to reject that.
Right.
You know, and then you have the flip side. Maybe people who don't have the highest self-esteem who says, oh boy, I was planning on taking, you know, let's face it, Ruth Chris is a damn chain restaurant.
Yes.
They have them every damn where.
Hello.
You know?
Yes.
Capitol Grill is a chain restaurant.
Hello.
And you might not get out of either one of those on a date under $200-$300.
Exactly.
So this whole chain restaurant, like this, all this foolishness and
That's
this,
what it is.
and this nonsense.
Yes.
It's sickening.
Yes. It's just like, it's game all day long. I'm going to see how much I can juice him. I'm going to see how much juice I can get out of this first date. Then I saw somewhere, I don't know where it was, but the girl, the woman, she was going on a date. It was actually a first date. And she literally told her date, well, if you want to go out with me, you got to get my nails and my hair done. You have to send me money. I lie to you not. You have to send me money because I need to get my nails and my hair done. If you want to go on a date with me, you have to pay for that. Where they do that at? Where they do that at?
I don't know.
Let me know, SBS family. And again, like I said, it's 2 a.m., but it was just heavy on our hearts, and specifically for me as a Black woman, it just becomes so tiring. Like, you get so tired of seeing this on social media, whether it's scripted, whether it's real, because it's really putting Black women in a bad light. Because let me just tell you, all Black women, this Black woman that's sitting in this seat, I ain't about the buffoonery. I'm about a man's character. And I'm about bouncing shit back. And I had to say it like that because, even when I was single, and I said this on a previous show, if I was at a bar and a man bought me a drink, I bounce someone back. Like, I'm not into, let me see what I can get from this guy. Let me see how many free gifts I can get. I can do that for myself. And if you're serious about finding someone and really trying to build something with someone, for real, that should be the last thing on your mind. You need to get up in here and stop trying to get in his wallet. You need to find out, is this the type of dude that's going to raise me up? Is this the type of dude or woman that can be my helpmate? Is this the type of person, if I'm down, they going to lift me up if I'm sick, if I'm financially unable, if I'm having crises with my kids, my family, they going to stand beside me, in front of me. Like, that's the type of things we should be looking at. But unfortunately, because everything that's going on in the world, and it's just more pronounced on these social media sites, these women and men, unfortunately, their minds are twisted. They're focused on the wrong things.
In competition.
Yeah. We don't even talk about that. You done went down, you done made a left for me. We was going on a straight road. Yeah. Come on. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about us a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about us a little bit. So we never try to project that we are a perfect couple or that we have in any way, shape, or form that we live a perfect life.
No.
Inside of an imperfect world.
Right.
Because the world is definitely imperfect.
Right.
So when you walking around and you trying to portray this image of perfection in an imperfect world, to me, that's just phony off the break. But when we talk about our relationship, how in the world could we have conversations about building if we're in competition with one another?
Right.
If we allow ourselves to be in competition with each other on any level, which is very different than challenging each other
Right.
to be better, challenging each other to make positive, progressive change where we need to
Right.
make change as we grow,
Mm-hmm.
challenging each other to grow to the next level. How in the world would we succeed with me bringing you a list of stuff
Mm-hmm.
and you bringing me a list of stuff
Mm-hmm.
that is unreasonable and unrealistic?
Yeah. And unfortunately, you do have relationships or couples who not only have competition, but they have jealousy and envy sprinkled in between. And you
Yeah.
know, that's the worst.
Yeah.
You know, like if you come home, you all excited, babe, guess what? I got that raise. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So what you cooking for dinner? We having
Right.
chicken tonight again?
Right.
You know, just a whole it just deflates you. Like you want a mate that's going to, you know, rock it out with you. That's going to celebrate with you, going to lift you up.
Lift
Going to
you
stay up late nights when you got to do a project or you in school, you and you know, trying to get your degree with her. Babe, okay, what's the next thing? Like, let me look that part up for you. You know, I'm here to help you. We are in this together. We got to stay, both of us got to stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning. We going to make sure you get this paper done. You're going to recite it to me. You know, you're going to present it. You have a presentation at work. That is what you need if you want to be in a meaningful, authentic, that's the word. If you want to be in an authentic relationship. Because like you said, we both know we ain't perfect.
No.
I remember a quote Michelle Obama said. I was like, girl, you ain't never lied. When she was being interviewed and she was talking about her and Barack's marriage. And she said she always get the question, oh, you guys are so perfect. Oh, you are relationship goals. And she was like, relationship goals. And she showed her picture. She said, child, I wasn't even speaking to him that day. Like, you know, like, and
But that's
you know,
real.
that's a pet peeve for that. That's a pet peeve for me. I hate that relationship goal crap. That just rubs me the wrong way so bad because I always tell you, you know, we only see what they want us to see. Even if you can be with somebody 50 years and you'll never know that person 100%.
Always a learning process.
It's always the learning process, and you'll just never know a person 100%. So when you say relationship goals, I really hope you're talking about you and your mates, because the only competition we have is between Chief and Philly. Like, we don't benchmark ourselves against anybody
against
else.
other people.
Right? Because then that's when you'll get the Will and Jadas. That's when you'll get the Gabrielle and Dwayne Weeds, okay? Because everybody wanted, oh God, oh, relationship goals, oh my God, they so perfect. No, they let us see what they. No, I'm talking real rap.
No,
they let us see
you
what
are.
they wanted, what they want us to see.
Right.
So instead of focusing externally, start focusing internally. Work on yours.
Yeah.
Work on yours.
And so I'm gonna speak to the men for a quick second. Brothers, if you're single and you understand your value, I will tell you, because I was single for a number of years, and I'm right now I'm glad, I am happy I'm in a relationship, and I'm happy that I'm in a healthy relationship. I wasn't always optimistic that I was going to land and find myself in a healthy relationship, but I had to start changing the things that I said to myself. And I have really had to start saying to myself that I am going to be in a healthy relationship. That the Lord is going to bless me, right, to experience a healthy relationship. The universe is going to move in a certain way that connects me with someone that I can be in a healthy relationship with. And take note, I'm not saying a perfect relationship, but it's perfect for us, right? And that's all it needs to be. It doesn't have to be perfect by anybody else's measure. And if you're out there and you're single, I'm gonna tell you this. Chief is gonna say this. Don't allow other folks to set the expectation on where your value begins and where your value ends as a man. Because if you truly are in pursuit of personal development, you're in pursuit of professional development, social development, right? Spiritual development, economic development. If you're in pursuit of those things and you're working, you continuously work towards those things, then you will be matched if you have faith and you have trust in yourself. You have trust in whoever you pray to. I pray to God. But if you have trust in that, in the universe, the creator, and in yourself, and that's what you're in pursuit of, you will get that. And that's not going to come to you. And you got to understand how things come to you. Some things are supposed to come to you just the way that they do, because that is supposed to build your level of discernment, understanding, and enlightenment. And when you put those things together, nobody can come to you with that crazy foolishness. Because what happens is you're going to say, miss me with that nonsense.
And what you just pointed out equals to knowing thy self-value.
Yeah.
Self-worth. That's pretty much what you said. Because when you know that, to your point, you're not going to fall for the little okie doke.
No.
And and for women, let me flip the script. With these women, yeah, you shapely, you attractive. Men may say you fine as wine, shaped like a Coke bottle, with all that. What I'm saying to you, at some point, that's going to phase this. So you got to come with some substance. Because there's a lot of men out here, again, looking for a helpmate, not a dependent. So what I say to my sisters and all women out here, make sure you straight. Make sure you have your goals written down and that you're executing them and that you're okay with being by yourself. Because guess what? Because if you're not okay being by yourself, what makes you think somebody else want to be with you? So all I'm saying is, yeah, the external right now may be banging and hitting and maybe getting attention. But what is that saying? The most fine, attractive woman is the next man's headache. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can be, yeah.
Can be. But what I'm saying, just know that you're more than that. You know what I'm saying? Have some goals. Have some aspirations. Have ambition. So when you come to that table, you bring in your own seat. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring in your own dishes. You bring in your own utensils. You bring in your own plate. Like, I'm going to match what you have. Because I'm going to tell you, women, ain't nothing sexier to a man than a woman who can bounce it back on him. Everything he offering you, you can bounce it right back to him. And 9 times out of 10, they not going to accept it. They just appreciate the fact that you bouncing it back.
And the bounce back doesn't have to be material.
Absolutely not.
The bounce back doesn't have to be material. I'm going to tell you something. When you and I first met, in very short order, I said 2 things to myself. And I've never shared this with you. I've never shared this with you. So just stay with me.
Okay.
So to our audience out there, I'm going to tell you what I said about this young, beautiful woman when we started dating. I said, you know what? This sister is high maintenance. But the second thing I said was, but it's clear she been providing that maintenance. She ain't been waiting on somebody else to maintain the way she wants to look. She hasn't waited on anybody else to maintain the beautiful home that she owns. She hasn't been depending on anybody to maintain the nice car that she drives. And she hasn't been waiting on anybody else to maintain the income, the salary she makes, and the education that she went out and gained for herself. So it's okay to be high maintenance, right? Depending on how you describe that. But when you look at somebody that can maintain all that before they ever met you, and you just add to, right? And not necessarily just in an economic way, but you can help a person maintain some social balance in their life, right?
I agree.
Maintenance can be provided in a way of support, intrinsic value, right? I'm going to tell you, being a single man for a long time, let me tell you something. It's maintenance when a woman say, how was your day today? And mean it.
Right.
And say, when I say it was a good day, and say, well, tell me about it. Or if I say it was a bad day, well, what made it bad?
Right.
Instead of just, oh, sorry to hear that, and keep on moving to the next thing, right? That's maintenance.
Right.
That's maintenance.
Right.
Because that's a part of mental health.
Yep. Yes.
That's
Yes, it is.
that. I'm gonna tell you something. That is a part, and when you're dealing with a person in a relationship, that's a part of social validation,
Yep.
personal validation that
Right.
you mean something to that person.
And not only that, I want to bounce it back to where you talked about maintaining self maintenance and not depending on someone else. And what I always tell my girls, I was like, listen, a man should be an addition to, not a necessity. He should be an accessory, but in a good way, but not a necessity. Like a man should add to your value. A man should add to your happiness. He shouldn't be the reason why you're happy.
Or why all of a sudden you got some value?
Or, right, why you have value.
Because if he walked
Those
away,
things should be in place prior to. And that's why I say a man should be in addition to, not a necessity to. So, to your point, not just, the monetary, but, spiritually, just as a whole being, that should already be in place. So I know we went on. We're not going to do the smoke it or choke it. We just really wanted to get on here because it was so. We have seen so many things in the last couple of weeks floating around on social media that really it just really put Black women in a bad light. And me as a Black woman, I was very offended by that. And I just know that's not the true picture of most Black women. That's not who we are. It's really not. So I felt compelled to speak about what has been going on in the last, really, it's just been ostracized. Not ostracized. It's been,
no, it's after 2:00.
It's been, what word I'm saying. I'm a little tired.
That's okay.
It's just been really, so really, I just want to come on here tonight because, I felt compelled to really put a positive light on Black women because I just felt like we just been under the microscope in a negative way in the last few weeks. And that's not how we roll. That's not how most of us roll. We are about love. We are about positive relationships, building with our love mate, our help mate, not just out here to take. We want to add value to too. So that's why we really wanted to do this show tonight.
Yeah. And I just, I think that I want to believe that the majority of relationships in our community do not reflect these outliers that we're seeing.
Yeah. And that's what they are.
On
Perfect
social
word,
media.
outliers.
I want to believe that the majority of the relationships in our community are working to be successful, healthy relationships. And that's part of why we wanted to get on here. Because there's got to be somebody representing that side of it too.
We know for you.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
a few couples
And there,
that
and
are
there,
representing
and there are
that.
couples on social media too, but they just kind of get drowned out with all this
Yes.
foolishness,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there are.
Shout out to Tabitha and Chance.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You know?
And so, yeah, we represent the other side
Yeah.
of that conversation.
Mhm.
We really do.
Mhm.
And so we just wanted to share our thoughts.
So, I think that's a good place to wrap it up
I agree.
for this show. So, until next time, take care. This show was brought to you by Huck's Spirits. Huck's Spirits has the best sangria in the world. If you like to try it, please visit huckspirits.com and don't forget to use your promo code SBS.